Are you having audio? Oh, there we go. All right. Is that coming out over on the stream? Probably take a couple seconds. Okay. All right. Communist dude? Who's communist dude? I only know
Hannah?
Captain Communist. Who?
Hannah?
Say that again?
Hannah? That is really delayed.
Yeah, well, that's how live streams tend to work. All right, we're going to need to talk. We're going to need to speak up and speak direct into our microphones, which might be difficult. I'm going to move mine to the center. Are we ready to begin?
Gotta move away to a town that's right for me.
All right, let's go.
I'm glad he started recording now instead of before when I said stupid stuff.
All right, we have a small audience with us today. William, our tech guy, can you please switch over the thing so we can get started? Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's Elvis, if you didn't know. That's my camera. All right. Let's begin with the dedication. For the fans. That's in Vengeance the movie, co-director Scott. What was the original dedication? Let's find out. For anyone who has ever loved a comic book character.
Or communism.
Or communism. Right. So if anyone does not know, I'm Hey Dog.
You already know.
True. Are we ready to begin, Dalton?
Bro.
That's one of the many terms that D.B. Wayne may stand for. Dalton Baldwin Wayne.
Yep. Just got doxed.
All right. Well, I guess I should start reading the prelude because that's my thing. If you want to cut
You
in.
wrote it.
Yeah, if you want to cut in.
I don't know what
cut
to
in. Well, as they say in Rome, prelude. Vengeance wasn't originally a book. That should be obvious if you looked at the title. However, it also wasn't originally a movie. Vengeance was first cited at the Claysburg High School in 2022 in the real world. It was at this point that D.B. Wayne invented the character of Vengeance, aka Jason Michaels. While the character was created by Mr. Wayne, it was I, Haydog, who pitched the creation of Vengeance Media. Initially, I had pitched Vengeance the video game, a video game similar to the Batman Arkham series, but modernized and with a parodical tone to it. That obviously couldn't pan out due to high budget and skill required to even partially realize the ambition of the project. The next idea became Vengeance the TV show. This one was co-authored by the team that would go on to found Vengeance the movie. Me, D.B. Wayne, and Triple H, who sadly could not be here tonight.
Not the WWE one.
Yes. With major parts of it being adapted into a film. However, that didn't pan out simply due to the larger time commitment required from actors that we weren't sure we could pay. So we moved on. And then the movie was born. Mr. Wayne and I spent weeks brainstorming our masterpiece, throwing ideas at the wall, writing individual scenes on the Google Doc that Triple H created for us. Soon we found we'd created the greatest superhero story ever devised by man, and all we had to do was turn plot ideas into a fully completed script. We began on the script and sent out a pitch to several different major film studios. We don't need to list all of them. All of them were interested. That's not in the book. Knowing the strength of our idea to grow beyond the indie roots of its birth. It wasn't long after we sent it out that our pitch was picked up by Warner Brothers. Vengeance, the movie, officially entered production with Warner Bros., set up to be the blockbuster film of spring 2023. Within a week of picking up the film, Warner sent out their caddies to collect Dietrich Bartleby Wayne and I. That's another D.B. Wayne. That's the main one. That's his actual given name on. That's on your birth certificate, right?
I don't know. I was a baby when that thing was made.
True.
I can't read.
You might want to speak up a little more.
I can't read.
All right. They were taking us to LA to start working with the guys out there for further development. There, we met some of the best guys in the biz. Kevin Feige was even there for some reason, even though he's from Disney. The main guy we talked to, however, was James Gunn. He had recently come into DC Studios and announced the reboot of the DCU. We were surprised that he was open to the idea of doing something similar to the DCU, not the DCEU. Yet here we were. The producers had begun setting things up. We cast the actors, and then we began to finish the script. On December 9th, me and D.B. Wayne were ready to pitch the final script to executives. We gathered everyone to a community theater where we could perform it with the cast. We even invited some of the friends we'd made over the 2 months in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino was there. Ben Stiller. Michael Jackson. He just got a movie. You should go watch that. He's not dead, by the way. Michael Cera, and many more. Behold the masterpiece of the Claysburg indie film scene.
So basically, what I took from that was that we're Bob Dylan. But instead of racism, we're battling Hollywood supremacist.
True. By working within the system. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Shall we begin the credits?
I thought you were going to play it. Black screen. Welcome to the Jungle begins. Wayne Productions, in association with Haydog Productions, presents A Border of Fire Appears from the Darkness. D.B. Wayne's Vengeance the Movie.
You said it early.
Bro, I'm not listening to you. Starring DB Wayne as Jason Michaels / Vengeance. Is my mic working?
What?
My mic working?
It should be. Yeah.
Okay. Jay Sussy as Dalton Semino / Revengeance. Triple H as Justin Scott / Justice. Kirk Kudravi as Benedict and the Commissioner. Hey Dog as Ultra Hayden. Moshi Dale as Bill. Bryce Warlock as Captain Communist. Ryan as President
Geraldo Bidema.
Geraldo Bidema. Tony Grand as a Violeton. Hannah Braunwally as President Maybell Syrup. Lindsay Lohan as Tin. Slade Burns as Deathstick / Slade Burns. Julia France as The Vengeance Computer. And Abby Paverla as Gneevil Ton. Directed by me and Hey Dog. Produced by me and Hey Dog. Written by me and Hey Dog. Story by me and Hey Dog. Based on characters by me and Hey Dog. Cinematography by me and Hey Dog. Directors of choreography, me, Kirk Kudravi, and Moshi Dale. Novelized by Hey Dog. Yeah, Welcome to the Jungle ends. Fade the Black. Metallica reference.
Chapter 1. The beginning.
Huh?
You may begin.
Okay.
And just pass it over when you're ready. Or
Okay.
if you want to give me a character.
Okay. The sky was gray and Jason was brooding. Jason Michaels, son of the millionaire lawyer James Michaels. Jason was smart, but not bright. Not bright as in intelligence, but bright as in his personality. Jason was an orphan of 8 years by this time. In the absence of his parents, he was raised by his family's butler, Benedict. Before his family's murder, he had been happy, but ever since that day, he had never been able to see the light in the world. He did try to have fun. There simply wasn't anything he'd managed to touch him. Whoa, pause. In the same way even simple things used to. During high school, in his free time, Jason played the snare drum for Claysburg High School Marching Band. And that is where the story begins. Jason was at band practice before the first football game of the season in late August of 2002, prior to his junior year in high school. Despite his rough exterior and dark personality, he had managed to form friendships within his hobby. Slade and Hayden, drummers just like him, going into senior and freshman years respectively. Now, Jason has a well-documented history of public moody behavior, and today was just one of those days for him.
One of those days when you don't want to wake up.
Was that intended?
No.
Cool. A kind of day that anyone in their right mind would say should be talked about with a therapist. The band was having a water break, that is, the band except for Jason. He was alone on the field practicing a new song, one that came to him in a dream. A tune that he thought encapsulated his downer emotional state like glass bottle encapsulates a tiny pirate ship. He called it Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Despite having imagined and written the song, Jason couldn't quite play it exactly how he wanted it to turn out, which made him even more moody than normal. This would be his downfall. Any other day, Jason would have set his drum down and ran to the sidelines on break to grab a sip of water and watch his friends goof off, even if he was uninterested in the chosen topic of goof. But today was not one of those days. Slade and Hayden hung around with the band, running around, juggling their sticks, just generally blowing time until the director called them back to work. Slade took lessons in acrobatics and strength training
I'll play myself here.
in the off season, training to be in the U.S. Army on graduation. One of his newest skills was the cartwheel. Slade faced towards Jason on the field, cupped his hands over his mouth, and yelled, "Hey yo, Jason, check out my cartwheel!" "No thanks," Jason yelled back at his friend in a gravelly tone of voice, all but sealing his fate. Slade proceeded to do the worst cartwheel of all time as Jason continued to attempt to work out his masterpiece. "I really needed to work on those," Slade joked. Hayden replied,
"Mm-hmm."
Meanwhile, a plane flew in the skies. The government was transporting radioactive waste to Area 51 for a CIA-sponsored study that was to attempt to make nuclear power seem safe to even the dumbest members of Congress so that the construction industry could gouge tax money to build new faculty plants that would shut down due to technical issues within a decade from the constructing instead of focusing on using taxes for the betterment of the people. That is a whole paragraph, and that's one sentence. There's no break.
It's the politics. We have to get the
There's not a
politics out of
single
the way.
comma. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's a manifest, really.
All right. The pilots had no idea what role they truly play in American history at this time.
True.
In fact, they never truly did because they got hit with the brain eraser immediately after stepping off the plane before disappearing to Guantanamo Bay for their actions.
Interesting. Speaking of the devil, by the way,
Huh?
Guantanamo Bay comes back. Spoilers.
Are Harold and Kumar there?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, after what? That's awesome.
Shout out to the 3 watching.
No.
Hello, probably 2 viewers because you're watching. Do we have any chats?
Curious who it
Not
is.
yet. I am curious
Moshi?
who it is. It's probably not Moshi.
Dang it.
And also, people are following the wrong link to the stream, by the way, because we switched the stream. We should probably say something about that. Continue reading. I will update.
To explain what exactly their actions were, you must understand the circumstances the pilots were under. Every 32 minutes and 45 seconds, they were ordered to check the cargo hold to make sure everything was still strapped down so the waste wouldn't come loose and burn a hole in the plane and fall below onto the populace. Foreshadow it. The pilots, in their idiocy, would make the grave mistake of getting high as kites during their flight. My fan died. No. Now it's really quiet. During their flight
rate's
and
not
would thus
terrible.
not be in the right minds during their final check before landing. Before their flight, they managed to get their hands on all of the Washington, D.C.'s seized evidence marijuana that they could find. Once they got on the plane, they opened their hidden stash and smoked it all throughout the flight. The head pilot even made a cake, edible. Okay.
A cake edible.
A cake edible, since it was his younger co-pilot's first flight. It was fresh from the oven that morning with candles and everything. Yeah, they were out of their minds. Hey, buddy, go check back and see if everything's okay, said the main pilot, not taking his bloodshot eyes off the sky nor his hands off the instruments.
I'll read myself. Yeah, okay.
Rasped the younger co-pilot, who was over heaven at this point, and could barely form sentences. He walked back into the storage room and made his cheeks. Whoa. Made his checks. I told you, I can't read. The guns were... Thank you. Tibbs provided a fan on his phone.
Tiberius,
Is that what you were calling him?
I guess.
Tibber. Yeah. He walked back into storage and made his checks. The guns were locked down, the knives were on the grindstones, the radioactive waste was loosely rolling around due to the bunch of cords that held them in place, having snapped. The cat was in its cage, the car was parked crooked, but no one was going to see, so who cared? Yep, everything's in order, he thought to himself as he proceeded to walk back into the cockpit, tripping over his own feet several times.
Everything is good in the neighborhood.
Said as he pushed open the door to the cockpit in one swift motion. He held up his fist to the head pilot for a bump. Already did. As he sat back down in the co-pilot's chair. Fire, the head pilot replied, racing the heavy metal devil horns. The co-pilot fist bumped the horns after waiting and not receiving his wanted fist bump and hopped back on his controls. All was well. Just as the co-pilot placed his headphones back on top of his ears, there was a huge crash. A car horn sounded. Guns went off. Things could be heard grinding, and a cat screeched until, suddenly, it all stopped. That's probably fine. That was you.
No, it wasn't.
Huh? Oh,
I thought you were the co-pilot.
yeah, I thought you were.
Yeah, that's a miss. That's
Oh,
my
sorry.
fault.
That's probably fine, the co-pilot said to his partner.
Oh no, wait, it was me. Never mind. I was thinking back. I was thinking about the movie. If we shot this part,
Yeah, say it.
that's probably fine.
The co-pilot said to his partner. Of course, neither actually heard the full extent of the event because their headphones and the metal thumbing of their eyes. Numbing of their eyes. And what they didn't realize had even happened was that the radioactive waste had burst open and burned a hole right through the bottom of the plane and had caused everything in the cargo hold to fall down. Below, whatever. Jason was still working his magic when it all came crashing down, or the radioactive waste at least. The rest hit the roof of the school, something about gravity and terminal velocity, air resistance, I don't know. I'm not a physicist. Regardless, the hectic aeronautic event would now be the end of the life Jason Michaels had known. The liquid waste had poured out of its container and had fallen so perfectly that it all hit Jason at once and knocked him to the ground. Before reacting to the pain of the chemical burns, Jason composed himself and set his snare drum on the ground so as not to crush it with what he was about to do. He then proceeded to stop, drop, and roll. What's that?
Why are we playing radioactive?
Oh. As the waste scalded his flesh, and Jason screamed out in pain at the top of his lungs, and then everything went back. Black. Sorry.
Please recreate the scream. Do you remember how it goes?
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm not a trained actor like Moshe Dale.
Oh,
Moshe
you
Dale
don't
for
need to
Tim
be.
Drake, though. Put him in the DCU.
Yeah,
He is Tim Drake.
We gotta get him in.
Gotta get him in. Thank you. I was getting hot again. Jason woke up in a cold sweat. He checked his clock. 2:30 p.m., December 13th, 2022. He rolled over and slid on his signature shades and leather jacket and climbed out of bed. He began his day by making his morning hot chocolate. He chose hot chocolate as his beverage of choice because he was allergic to coffee. I know what you might be thinking. Wait a minute. Doesn't he have a healing factor? Why would you know that by this point? I don't know. And you'd be right. Jason's body can heal any wounds or illness. However, it had eerily never worked against Jason's coffee allergy. He had waited and waited and waited. Man, those coffee machines take forever. Jason hopped in the shower next, hot chocolate in hand and yesterday's clothes still underneath his jacket. As the water heated up, Jason began sipping his cocoa. His cup got low so fast, he's a quick drinker. Jason's enhanced metabolism would melt the hot chocolate down in just moments, and so he needed more to be fulfilled. He held his mug out and waited again, this time for the shower water to fill it back up, mixing it with the little remaining cocoa, before sipping again. Jason hopped out of the shower and went to pee. Still drinking his hot chocolate, when he finished it, he brushed his teeth, sipping cocoa between each individual tooth he'd cleaned. He swished and spat. By the way, I did all of that for real. That was all true. Watered down cocoa. It's as good as it sounds. Brushing the teeth too. And unshown, I had a slice of pizza too. It was soggy.
Continue. Move on.
With his morning routine finished, Jason laid down in the other bed to watch his favorite show, Marvel's Daredevil, on Disney+.
Watch Daredevil Born Again Season 2. That's airing right now. Not sponsored.
And actually, I watched The Big Bang Theory in the movie. This is how he planned to spend the rest of his day since he was off from work, but life had other plans for him. The end of Chapter 1.
Should we do a critical analysis of Chapter 1?
Let's discuss. Let's review. These are what all my college classes
What
are.
did the green light mean?
Huh?
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby. We're talking about vengeance, man. This is the Great Jason.
See a green light?
Yeah, the green light.
What green light?
The green light across the, across the bay or whatever.
In the Great Gatsby, there's always a green light across the bay. It's supposed to be some
Yeah.
metaphorical meaning.
Oh, I
Is
ain't a
it
doctor. I don't
Nightbird,
know.
maybe?
Who?
I'm sorry, you guys don't know who Nightbird is yet. And
Neither does anyone
won't-
else.
You won't, 'cause he doesn't appear. He might appear in the holiday special. He might.
No way, bro.
All right, I'll read the Battle of the Gods. Chapter 2, The Battle of the Gods. December 12th, 2022. Yes. Yeah. Yesterday, when Jason's troubles seemed so far away, he went to work. He worked at Michaels and Associates, the most prestigious law firm their side of the Mississippi. Despite what it sounds like, the firm wasn't actually named for him, or his father, or anyone in the Jason's family. The Jason's family? Oh, man. However, he was the only guy named Michaels there that still worked there. And he was also the owner, and he also oversaw it becoming the prestigious law firm that it is today, so it might as well have been named for him. Mob activity was back up recently, the highest it had been since the Depression era in Claysburg. The Italians were gaining ground by the minute, the Irish and the Russians were being crushed under the political weight of the Italians, the Crips and the Bloods were being run out by the Mexican Grandma cartel from the newly renovated Claysburg barrio that surrounded their territory in almost a perfect circle. Interesting. The Italians, despite their new efforts in expanding their territory and playing the political game, had yet to unite under one banner and were in fact warring over each new city block one would find. Michaels and Associates represented one former Italian, a witness. He was to testify against his own family and one other that he'd been infiltrating for years. Essentially, he had enough info to take two of the few families down, make taking down crime as a whole far easier. My eyes are going out, man. The case was taking forever. 3 weeks in, and the witness hadn't even spoken yet due to legal finagling. Goodman and Murdoch, representing the two families that were being spoken against. And they kept delaying the system. What are you showing me?
Meta, the live stream. Who's Fee Galaxy? Is that Phoebe?
No. I don't remember who that is. I'm pretty sure we went to school with them.
I am the hand guy.
Get out of here, hand guy.
Peyton won. That's awesome. Where was I?
Yeah, Peyton one's on here.
Goodman and Murdoch represented the two families that were to be spoken against, and they kept delaying the system in order to ensure that the mob would never be taken down. Everyone knew they were dirty, but what are you going to do? Mr. Murdoch sat in today. He was from New York and was known as the world's shadiest lawyer. He only moved to Claysburg after the ironically named Chinese man, who was actually a white guy, who was just moderately good at Kung Fu, ran out or imprisoned all of his criminal clients. What?
I was thinking, is that a play? Is that like a stab at Iron Man 3?
No, it's a stab at Iron Fist.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about it. Is that legal?
No.
You showed it online.
Who's getting a phone call?
Is that me? Oh, that is me.
Is it your mommy?
No.
Oh.
What? He was deadly in court, and everyone knew. Jason sat with his witness, preparing at last to take the floor. Murdoch finagled his last finagle. The judge at last had to ask Mr. Murdoch to take a seat in order to prevent the case from dragging any longer. You know what else is dragged? Very long.
This?
No deeper thing.
I'll make a muscle mind joke later. I don't know when, but I will.
Murdoch finished up his frankly illegal speech and began back to his seat. Is my writing bad, or is this just my eyes? I mean, I'm sure my writing is poor, but it's like...
You need shorter
I
sentences,
think it
bro.
might also be the font. This is
It could also be the font.
Where are you?
very thin. Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
He passed by Jason on his waz through and grabbed his shoulder. Typos.
That is a typo. That doesn't work.
He whispered in a mocking tone, "You got this, buddy." With a smirk and a nod, Jason gathered his things and stood up. "Are we finally ready to give opening statements, Mr. Michaels?" the judge asked, peering down boredly. "Been waiting a long time for this." Do you want to read your own lines, Dalton?
Huh? Where am I? Huh? What is it?
Been waiting a long time for this.
So yes, I am, Your Honor.
At last, Jason took the floor.
The mob. What about him?
Jason began. He paced, but eye contact never left either a juror or the judge at any given moment.
They lower housing prices. Wait, am I supposed to be talking gravelly tone?
Oh, you can. I haven't described it yet.
They redistribute goods at a low cost. They keep the streets safe from more violent criminals.
Where was he going with this?
The mob does these things. Mr. Modoc spoke about it. And yes, it's true, but it also isn't at the same time.
Okay, yeah, I see where he's going with this. Classic Spider-Man's gambit. Jason continued.
Huh? I'm trying to send him this link. The mob supplies drugs to children and young adults. Yeah. Wreaking havoc on young lives. Later in their lives, maybe the mob stops these poor souls from committing violent crimes, from hurting innocents. But we need to remember just who caused these criminals' mental breaks. The people who supply the mind-destroying chemicals that cause so many people to commit crimes. These men, mobsters, if you will, are evil men. Even my client has admittedly dealt in the affairs I'm describing, which he will detail when he takes the stand he will take.
You've completely deviated from the gravelly to just, I'm kind of stupid. I'm kind of stupid.
Because I'm reading this. Because I'm reading for the first time. I don't know what I'm doing.
Jason kicked around his feet. He was getting giddy. He had a trump card up his sleeve.
Donald Trump? Hold on. You know who else? Guys, I can do it.
He asked, almost in a mocking, gravelly tone.
Oh.
He turned to Mr. Murdoch with a devilish smile and a point and let the words fly.
This man's partner, Mr. Goodman.
Jason proceeded to go into deep detail about Mr. Goodman's crimes and the criminal affiliations, all of which the judge had checked out and confirmed. The case was called off yet again while an investigation started off into Mr. Goodman's history. But the battle was won. They'd get him now. Jason had friends on the force. His client would stay safe until the dirty lawyers were out of the picture, and their clients had only a cheap defense, and it was safe to come out again. Jason drove directly home from the courthouse in his vintage Aston Martin. It was the start of Jason's weekend, as he'd already planned a few vacation days ahead to enjoy it. Across the pond there was a battle, hidden from any man's sight. A battle that shook the very foundations of the earth, though in a way that was not felt that day. The head of the free world, the President of the United States, Gerald O'Bidema, the Democratic Republican leader, would find himself precariously placed in the same location as Communist President of Italy, Joe Mao Ma. They both had extreme power as the leaders of their respective countries, more than anyone, even a superhero, could imagine.
I just got it.
What?
Joe Malma.
Yeah.
I did it.
No, this is me.
That's him.
Originally, President O'Bidema had come to Italy for a diplomatic mission. The Italians, however, had another plan, which placed the leaders alone with only each other. Italy was communist, and America was American. Nothing good could come from that meeting. The meeting of the presidents took place in the morning. Everyone said their hellos and sat down to talk trade. A decision was made to end all embargoes on Italy in exchange for free spaghetti for life for all presidents of the United States. It would have been a great deal. It was just a setup, though. When the after-party cleared out, it was just the two of them. The battle had begun. You think you can defeat me, the President of the United States.
Who do you want to read?
I'll read the President, because I already started.
I mean, President of Italy.
This is the President of America.
I know,
Ask
here.
the President of the United States, huh?
Who do you want to read the President of Italy?
I'll read Gerald O'Bidema. The President of the United States.
Yeah, no, Italy's coming up. I know, he should read it.
You want to give him the microphone then? OMG, I'm such a huge fan. Could you please write gassy, incredible X Bowser fart fanfic?
What?
No.
Who said that?
I cannot.
Hold on. My voice might get picked up from the mic. I have no idea.
Ask. Well, we'll just go. Just make sure you speak directly into it, but not too close.
Okay.
Asked the President of the United States, rising up from his after-party-induced alcohol crash. From his scabbard, he drew his katana and waited for President Ma's move.
I do, muahahaha.
Exclaimed the President of Italy, drawing an ancient Egyptian blade from behind his back.
You will see. I am much more powerful than you.
Out of nowhere, the ultimate battle from Dragon Ball Super started playing, as if playing from God's Spotify account itself. The battle raged for hours, neither side prevailing. Swords failed, so they resorted to using their many anime abilities, such as the Kamehameha and Pokemon. Still, neither side pulled through. We're just hearing this come through on his end. There we go. They both summoned their stand abilities. As a last-ditch effort, a battle of spirit. However, they'd both achieved an equal amount of time stop and were of equal spiritual strength and were unable to defeat each other. Casting away their stands, the President of Italy cast his final attack, which allowed him to travel back in time and erase the President of the United States from existence. But the POTUS had other plans. Pulling his AR-15 from his school backpack, President Obama himself shot the communist bastard right in his stomach 27 times, ensuring his death, he thought. The President of the United States approached the President of Italy. I have won. You lie there, drawing your last breaths. I will honor you in death, the President stated with a deep Southern accent. Yeah, this is a Southern accent. Kneeling down by the bloodied Italian.
You will never win. I will come back. Revengeance.
The Italian president screamed, using all the strength left in his body and the last air that would fill his lungs.
Revengeance is real.
And the President of Italy was gone, ghosted as alike to the Jedi but one of darkness. The President of the U.S. stood, his face drowning in terror. He picked up his Nokia flip phone, which he dropped while taking drunk selfies during the after-party, and dialed a few numbers. He heard the pickup tone, and at last, he grumbled, Commissioner, give me vengeance.
Probably dead.
Yeah, for now. Actually, no. You're still good. You're still on. Not an hour after the President of the U.S. had begun the return trip to his homeland, underneath a bridge, the man of the hour awoke. The President of Italy, revived by the Italian communist cultists. Born from the melted flesh of the French anti-communism task force, he rose once again in his full glory. Even, it seemed, he had a new set of powers that he did not yet understand. The cultists presented him with his new uniform, jeans, a deep blue beret, and a red button-up shirt emblazoned with a shining C for communist. My president, you are reborn this day, captain of communism, the ambassador of Marx himself. Many cultists joined in the chant of communism, repeated over and over ad infinitum, it seemed.
Communism.
That's
Communism.
you.
Captain Communist. I like it.
Captain Communist said as he faced each of his cult members. He was still taking in everything that was happening, adjusting to his new body. The cultists bowed to him in unison, continuing their chant.
Take me to the laboratory.
The captain commanded. Nine of the most trusted cultists walked up onto the platform, which the captain was revived upon, grabbing a royal palanquin on the way up. They picked him up in the chair of the palanquin and carried him down and through the crowd of cultists into the hallway. The cultists carried him to his destination, but were forbidden from passing into the deepest reach of the communist headquarters, and so set their leader to the ground for him to make his final approach. He bowed to his trusted associates and walked through the door to the stairwell to the deepest reach of the base, which he would use to travel to the laboratory. Proudly wearing his new uniform, Captain Communist trekked through the laboratory, through the many discarded machine parts left over from previous failed experiments. Approaching his goal, he noticed a young Australian boy pedaling the bicycle wired into the grid. Stunned by his non-Italian race, and all the captain could do was wave lightly. Suddenly, from behind him, the head scientist approached. "Hello, sir," he said. The captain jumped, but quickly settled. He fixed his suit and replied.
Doctor, nice jacket.
The doctor grabbed his jacket and held it, looking down at it and smiling lightly. "Thanks. My mother made it for me." There was an awkward silence. Neither knew what to say. They were communists in the 21st century. Of course they're socially inept. Oh, that's you.
What is this?
Captain Communist said, pointing back at the boy and the intrigue. In a nerdy and quick way, the doctor explained, "Oh, he's powering the machine. You see, the Americans can track electrical current, but not down here."
Oh.
Captain Communist proceeded to sock the boy, knocking him unconscious and causing him to fall off the bike and hit his head on the ground. The scientist checked the boy's pulse. He was alive, but only just barely.
Why did you do that?
"You may have ruined the machine. It's probably fine." The doctor's face flushed red as he embarrassedly looked at the doctor. Look at what just happened.
Doctor, what is the percentage of the machine?
Captain Communist asked. The machine was a project long in the making. Ever since the captain's cousin, Maybelle Syrup, that'll come up later, had failed to invade the U.S. and been jailed, the Italians had been working on this project, using the information and materials brought in from the States. It was the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. The doctor lifted up his tablet and scrolled a bit. "The percentage is..." His face lit up. "Oh, 100%. They walked up to the machine excitedly. "You can start doing Master of Puppets now." It was all coming together. Okay. Oh, wait, that's you.
Where?
President of Italy, 25%. Vengeance, 75%. Cloning progress, 100%.
Oh! Hopla, the juicy open.
Captain Communist excitedly exclaimed, slamming his hands together and licking his lips. One of the supervising scientists began to play Metallica's Master of Puppets on the intercom. The lead scientist ripped the door open on the giant machine. A wave of pus flowed out from the machine, and suddenly a shiny and thoroughly naked mustachioed figure appeared from behind the mist left behind from the pus. "It's a me, Rhea Vengeance," the figure announced. It was beautiful.
He's so beautiful.
The captain exclaimed. Captain Communist leaned in for a hug and squeezed Revengeance with all of his might. The snapping of bones was heard throughout Italy, and the newly born Revengeance could utter was a stunned and shrieking, "Ah!" You want to read?
Yeah, I'm not writing that fanfic ever.
Yeah, Get Out. No, please. Cool face. Jokes aside, I'm inspired and now I need to take up writing. I love free will.
You have.
Download Snipfix, dude, and follow me and DB Wayne. Hey Dog, DB Wayne. No spaces for him. 10 out of 10
Should you
accent.
promote the writer? You don't know who it is.
I don't know him now. You do.
It's J.B. Ryder. He has 2 published novels. When he published them when he was a teenager. Not sponsored. Go get them.
Not
I didn't read
sponsored.
them. They might be good. I don't know.
They might be good. Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Potentially.
He created the app.
You want to read now?
Chapter 3?
The call to action.
Tibber, would you like to read? Chapter 3 is a short one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
3
it's
pages.
very short,
It's
yeah.
2 pages, bro. Oh,
Right. We've got Tibber Tiberius reading now.
That's I. Reading Chapter 3, The Call to Action. Claysburg is a bustling city. From the suburbs on the edge of town to the high-rise office buildings and the raised school that filled the geographic center of the city. Everyone was happy, except those that weren't. And even then, they mostly all got help and became better versions of themselves. That does leave a small percentage of people who were not happy and good, but we already talked about that a little in the last chapter. The point is, everything was good for your average Claysburger. Little did they know that soon a series of events would come to pass that would see the fate of the city and the fate of all goodness up in the air. The commissioner received a call, short, sweet, sexy, and to the point. Vengeance was needed.
1 second, we're going to address something commented. How many chapters are being read? This is chapter 3. We were planning to read until 1 a.m., so...
Through chapter 4, probably.
Yeah, potentially, yeah, through chapter 4, I would say. Which, yeah, that's pretty short amount of time, so yeah. Through chapter 4, and then we'll probably call it.
Also, what are you guys doing up 1 a.m.? Go to bed.
Watching us. Hi, TIB. Who's TIB? Tiberius Tiber. Yeah.
Bob.
Bob.
Close enough.
Yo, is that PJ?
Patrick?
That's awesome.
PJ's watching?
All right, please continue.
Vengeance, the titular hero of this novel, had been gone for 8 years now. No one quite knew why Vengeance quit in 2014. Well, I mean, I know, and you might know if you're reading the series in chronological order, which isn't possible if you're reading this before reading Vengeance, the prequel, the novelization, releases so the point stands. Vengeance had no intention of ever returning. A majority of the things he used during this time as a hero had been destroyed when he quit. The Vengeance Cave and all its remaining contents had been locked beneath the earth, untouched by the former hero as long as he'd been gone, and there was no intent for it ever to be opened again. But desperate times called for desperate measures. The commissioner placed his faith where he should have had none and dialed Vengeance's direct line. Much to his dismay, it rang through and was picked up. Justin Scott was an ordinary high school student. He followed in the footsteps of his hero, Jason Michaels, the world's greatest lawyer who had attended the same school as him. He was a drummer in the marching band like his hero, although his unstable grades made him unable to perform at times. His entire room was full of Vengeance memorabilia. Though he was too young to truly experience prime Vengeance, he still looked up to him. Justin's goal was to live a double life. By day, he wanted to be a hotshot billionaire lawyer like Jason Michaels, and by night he wanted to roam the streets fighting crime and ensuring peace like his hero Vengeance. Justin was listening to Master of Puppets while hardcore gaming when all of a sudden, his favorite piece of Vengeance merch, the authentic Vengeance phone, which he won in an auction in 2020, rang out with Vengeance's theme song as he heard Vengeance's second studio album, The Vengeance Experience. Of course, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He had his ticket into the superhero world, he thought. He just needed to pick up the phone. Who was it? Was Vengeance coming back? Was Ultra Hayden calling to invite him to the Super Squadron? And so he picked up, slamming his headphones on his desk and running as fast as possible to grab the phone. He picked up and opened with a crisp, "A yellow?"
Vengeance, is this you?
The voice on the other end screamed.
There's been a...
Justin didn't know who this was. It could still be something big for him, but he played to his strength and decided to be honest. "Sorry, sir. Vengeance hasn't owned this phone in years," he replied, hoping that the voice would maintain interest.
Wait, you're not Vengeance?
Asked the voice again. "Nope." Commissioner sighed. The president was going to screw him and the Claysburg police over if he couldn't find Vengeance. Then he remembered Vengeance's failsafe that was implemented in 2007. "Well, could you at least take this?"
Well, could you at least take this call to him?
Commissioner said. "Just wait. You'll see where this goes after the next piece of dialogue. Go to Vengeance's house, but I don't even know where Vengeance lit." While flipping the phone around for some reason, Justin noticed a note taped along the bottom of the phone. If lost, please return to Boulevard of Broken Dreams, it read. Never mind, I'll pass it along, Justin finished. He then hung up the phone. Commissioner sighed and took a sip from his McDonald's Sprite, knowing the boy found the address. Justin couldn't help but smile as he put on his coat and marched along in search of this mysterious Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Nice, nice. Chapter 4. In the Hall of
Are we not
Benedict.
going to talk about what just happened in Chapter 3? That was an action-packed chapter. A lot of things happened. It needs to be discussed.
Yeah,
My fellow Americans, do you not agree?
I agree. I agree. Big time.
How's my Obama?
He's like 30 seconds behind, dude.
Is that Obama? Sounds like Obama to me.
It might be Obama.
That's white Obama.
Who wants to read chapter 4?
I think William could.
Oh,
William, you want to read chapter 4?
Chapter 4. In the Hall of Benedict. Justin came. And when he came, he went. And when he went, he arrived. After hours and hours of trekking through Claysburg's perilous streets, he finally reached his goal. On the edge of town, past even the suburban-like neighborhoods, he saw the green and white road sign that read, "The Boulevard of Broken Dreams." But something was unexpected about this street. Unlike the trend throughout the rest of the town where there were several buildings per street, it seemed there was only one building on the street. Even stranger, as soon as Justin turned onto the street, it began to rain. The building seemed to be the home of one Jason Michaels, the hotshot billionaire lawyer that Justin aspired to be. Justin had seen the house in magazines and on TV, but never had it looked this bleak and hopeless. Having no other options, Justin walked up to the front door and, after hesitating, knowing he was about to meet at least one of his heroes upon it opening, he knocked. Suddenly, there was a rumbling beneath his feet.
Rumbling, rumbling, it's got me.
Justice quickly stepped back as a trapdoor beneath the welcome mat opened and a speaker in Jason Michaels' voice said, "Stop coming to my house. I don't have any comments."
I'll read for Jason
Oh,
from now on. Because I'm him.
all right. After the trap door came back up, he worked up his courage and knocked again. This time he heard ruffling from inside the house, and then the 14 locks on the door came undone one by one. Then a figure appeared in the doorway as it opened, majestic, beautiful, British.
Hello there.
In the Brit's voice, Justin noticed a bright smile on his face, the first sign of anything but death and loss on the street.
How may I help you, sir?
Stammering, in the majesty of this Britannic figure, Justin finally found his words. Hello, this is Vengeance home? Justin spoke. He was sure this would be the end of his quest, one way or the other. Hopefully, it will be the way with Vengeance, but possibly it would end with an autograph from Jason Michaels. A booming voice sounded from deep within the house. Not Jason Michaels, exactly, but a different, much more gravelly and dark voice.
I don't want their cookies.
Table flip. Where are you going? I don't know. Dramatic walk away.
The voice did yell. Recognizing this voice from the many news broadcasts he'd recorded, Justin found his mission nearing completion. It was Vengeance. That sounded like Vengeance. Wait, I didn't know he was British.
He's not. That's Justin.
Oh,
Still a crazy accent.
that sounded like Vengeance. The Brit retorted after a short hesitation.
No, sir, that was my mother.
Wait, Benedict! Do they have...
mint chip?
I don't know who's who until I...
I'm trying to follow along.
Okay. Vengeance voiced yelled, nearly cutting off Benedict's excuses. Justin pushed Benedict to admit again.
What?
Who's Benedict?
That's
Wait.
me. Sorry, am I supposed to be reading?
Justin.
I'm just...
Speaking a little too loud here.
I think that was.
That was me when I yelled I want cookie.
Okay, and wait, who's who? Am I Benedict?
You're Justin. I'm Benedict and Jason.
Okay. Ashton? That's crazy. Why is your YouTube name just your name?
Anyway, I think you're at Justin pushed Benedict to admit again, and you're Justin. So.
I swear that's vengeance.
He's just American. There's no accent.
I don't know what's going on.
He's a white American boy. Pure
Okay.
white Aryan.
Pure white.
Whoa!
What?
That was a Black Klansman reference. Just to be clear.
So should I do like, I swear that's vengeance?
No, just normal. Just normal.
You should just change it every single time. Let's not comment on the accent anymore.
I swear that's vengeance. Justin was done putting up with Benedict. He screamed into the house, trying to get the hero's attention. Vengeance! Hey, vengeance! You got a call from the commissioner. And then a figure appeared. Justice recognized him immediately. Jason Michaels crept from behind the doorway. He had been there the whole time, just out of Justin's eye line, throwing his voice from further in the house.
What is it?
Jason asked. He spoke with the wrong voice, though, and at this time, Justin realized what was going on. Jason Michaels was vengeance.
What?
Jason took Justin in to escape the cold. They took a short, small tour and eventually sat down at the dining room table after finishing Jason's current episode of Daredevil in the 8K home theater Jason had recently installed in his attic.
That's you.
Do you want me to sit a certain way? Justin asked, unsure of how to behave in the beholding of greatness such as Jason Michaels and vengeance.
I literally don't care.
Jason replied with a stony, unchanging expression. He continued on.
Is this me? Yeah. Oh. So now they're all introduced.
I never even, Justin said, cutting off Jason. Why did the commissioner call you? Jason said.
Oh, that was me? Oh, whatever.
Oh, my fault. Jason and Justin is too similar. Jason said, slamming his fists on the ground and snarling. Also having cut off Justin. Justin sat up straight in his chair now, startled by Jason's sudden change in tone. Oh, it's me. Well, he didn't mean to call me. He called the vengeance phone. I just happened to have it, he said, holding his place, sure that showing initiative would get him in good with vengeance, and maybe even more heroes if he tried hard enough.
I destroyed the vengeance phone 8 years ago.
Jason said, confused at what was happening. In truth, he had never returned to the Vengeance Cave after he lit a huge fire down there. It occurred to him now that the possibility of his things were fireproof. Only Benedict ever went back down to the cave, although Jason assumed just to dust and keep the computer security systems up to date. I won it in an auction 2 years ago. Look! Justin screamed as he slammed the phone on the table, cracking the table. He then slid it over to Jason on the other side of the table, who caught it in his hand.
Impossible.
Jason muttered.
Slade must have.
He thought maybe Slade, Deathstick, could have done it, although he left Claysburg at the time as vengeance. Maybe he'd salvage some vengeance gear though thought destroyed. After all, he knew how to break into Vengeance Cave. Really? Maybe he'd salvage some vengeance gear thought destroyed. After all, he knew how to break into the vengeance cave. Right, what word did I spell? Oh.
That was important.
Oh.
It worked. Anyway.
Anyways, the commissioner is waiting, Justin continued, holding his hands in a finger lock pattern. Take a listen. Jason reluctantly grabbed the phone and put it to his ear.
Oh wait, I'm commissioner as well. Vengeance!
Commissioner called, but Jason didn't want to hear it.
I'm not vengeance anymore.
He said in his iconic bravely vengeance tone.
Please, we need vengeance for this case.
Commissioner was freaking out. He'd gotten a hold of Vengeance, but if he could not get him to come back to save the city, nay, to save America as a whole, he'd be in big doo-doo.
No one else can do this. All right, I'll bite. What is it?
Jason asked. He was intrigued. Surely the case could be handled by another hero, maybe even one trained by himself like Nightbird, or perhaps even his friends on the Super Squadron.
What? No.
That's mine. That's my turn. Oh, the president needs you. He says the Italians might be sending a revengeance over to the states. He said, "I have no clue what revengeance even is, other than that he's indeed real. But the president seemed to be sure it's some kind of threat."
Jason was left near speechless.
My God,
He uttered, finding no other words. This really was a case that only vengeance could solve, he thought.
That's where we're going to cut the stream for today. And that's where we're going to cut the stream for today. Thank you all for joining us.
hold on.
You know who else joined us?
Not my mom, actually.
Who?
Not my mom.
Who then?
Ashton, shout out. I don't know.
Ashton, shout out Ashton. Yeah.
Buy that book now,
Buy the
or
book.
vengeance will find you and drop kick you in your face.
You can find it on Amazon.
Yeah,
It's on Amazon.
Vengeance, the movie, the novelization. We are reading from the co-director's cut.
That's the better version.
It is the better version, but this is the cheaper version, the original release.
Don't cheap out on that one. That one only has 2.5 stars. Reviewed by us.
Just because this one doesn't have the stars on it doesn't mean it doesn't have the exact same content. It just
Look at the back.
the co-director's cut just has a lot of bonus content. The bonus content on the co-director's cut, it is remastered in 65K. It includes the canon prelude, which
Shout out
it may-
Peyton.
It may be included on the original cut. I'm not sure anymore. It's not on my copy, but that's an old author copy. This also includes Vengeance, the holiday special, the novelization, Vengeance and Justice Save Christmas from the Nazis and the KKK.
That's literally peak. Also,
is.
it's technically, legally, a fever dream.
Sure. It also includes the original Vengeance and the Tony Grand script, which is the original script that we wrote when we were still writing Vengeance, the TV show. I did double check
it?
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was supposed to be the first episode. Next, we got the full Vengeance the movie screenplay, the December 9th, 2022 draft, as mentioned at the beginning.
Where's the draft?
Shout out PJ. We will shout out PJ.
Wait,
Shout
I have
out
another
PJ.
closing words for PJ. I was going to save this, but thank you for your service, Patrick Vital Jr.
Can't do that.
What? I didn't say his middle name. They have no idea what I'm talking about. You know how many Patrick Vital Jr.'s there are in this world? Probably like 3. So I think he's fine.
That's not what he's talking about, by the way.
What?
Shout out Tib. Shout out Hey Dog. Shout out DB Wayne. Shout out Will. Will's over here doing all the work on this stream.
So much work.
So much work. All right, let's get back to the book. We also include the Vengeance Show album lyrics and Chapter 1 of Vengeance the Sequel, the novelization, Part 1. which is coming out someday. That's all I can say on that so far. It is coming. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the process of writing that.
Yep. The
You will
rewritten
be cast in it. You have no choice. Free will is an illusion. You have none.
free will, free my will.
Oh yeah, free will.
Free Willy.
So we done?
Yeah, I
I
think
have
we're
one more
done.
closing note.
One more closing note.
Got to move away for the town that's right for me. Bow, 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 bow. All right, cut it right there.
Will
Drop it.
there be another stream, gang?
No.
No, there will not be another
Buy the
stream.
book. We ain't giving this, book out for free.
We may potentially do more readings if anyone wants to come to those. But that will be invite only.
No strangers.
No
I don't know who half
strangers.
these people are.
Yeah. If not, buy the book. Buy the book.
Or just buy the book.
All right, I think that's it. We're gonna close down the stream for the night. Someone was asking for a link.
I think if you just go to Amazon and look up Vengeance,
Yeah, I
the
would go to
movie, the
Amazon.
novelization, it might just come up.
Yeah.
Look up exactly what this title is.
Yeah. All right, are we done then?
Bueno.
We're getting good. We're done.
Auf Wiedersehen.